What is up, guys? It's Jimbo here, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. This is a kind of filler video. We just got some news on the Warlock Shadebinder class that we have coming out in Beyond Light. I'll just make the page a tad bit bigger so you can see. But we have as follows. Keen Masters of Destruction, launching projectiles, freezing as many enemies as possible, and shattering them all in one fell swoop. The Shadebinder ensures no foe is left standing. So we have Winter's Wrath, which is the staff, I'm guessing. Shadebinders harness the power of darkness and to summon a stasis staff. There's the Shadebinder detonates the crystal on their staff, creating a devastating shockwave that shatters all enemy frozen enemies nearby. So that's a shatter shockwave. And then we have the Phenomenal Blast, fires stasis projectiles from their staff that explode on impact. Enemies hit by the crystalline shrapnel are immediately frozen solid. So we have here, welcome to the first in a series of Spotlight articles. We'll be taking a look at Stasis via the 3 Guardian classes in Destiny 2. Stasis is the first new elemental power to Destiny since the original trio Arc, Solar, and Void. And its introduction in Beyond Light will have ramifications for players across all aspects of the game, from narrative to combat, to which the players customize their Guardians. Each class will feature a new Stasis subclass with Beyond Light. As you might expect, each class will use Stasis in a unique way. Stasis is the domain of control and elemental power that is less an outright aggression and more a careful control of enemy combatants and space. Sometimes even using the powers of stasis in a defensive way. Hunters zipping by in the blink of an eye while slowing down opponents in stasis fields. Titans smashing their fists to the ground, launching jagged eruptions of stasis crystals from the earth. No matter which class you prefer, stasis will change the way you play Destiny 2. Looks sick. By commanding Stasis in Beyond Light, players will have access to new powers that can change their approach to a fight. In combat, Stasis can manifest in multiple ways, freezing or slowing opponents, creating crystalline stasis structures, and even shattering frozen combatants. This range of options give players more ability to control large-scale fights even more than before, which I think is pretty cool. It's like a really like an area of effect build. All right. No class embodies the concept of freezing better than the Warlock Shadebinder. Imbued by stasis energy, the Shadebinder can summon stasis staff that fires projectiles while freezing, which can freeze opponents, immediately rendering them immobile. The Shadebinder's Penumbral attack, blast melee attack, is a quick stasis energy that erupts from the staff and instantly freezes anyone it hits. From there, the Warlock can either deal with the frozen foes or leave them be and move on to other immediate threats. So that's going to be a really cool, interesting way of doing things. You could freeze a high-value target that's like a yellow bar, and then potentially go and clear red bars, or you can go and freeze a bunch of red bars and then go and attack a yellow bar, make sure that's clean, and then just clean up the rest of the ads. It's definitely going to have a lot of use. I can definitely see that from the Warlock. Hopefully it will have some form of meta use in the end game when it comes to raids or like nightfalls, etc. Right? Tractor cannon would also be pretty cool as well with it, because you could do like freeze tractor cannon to clear a load of them. If you're looking to combine freezing with destruction, look no further with the Shadebinder's Super, Winter's Wrath. Here, the Shadebinder summons their stasis staff and fires projectiles that instantly freeze opponents. The second stage begins as the fight ends, when the Guardian raises the staff, detonates its stasis crystal, and sends a devastating shatter shockwave that disintegrates nearby frozen opponents. So what you could do there is potentially freeze some opponents, and then, or freeze multiple opponents, and then get a big area of effect and wipe out multiple. It could be really, really good, combined with other stuff as well. Okay, right, that's pretty cool. All right, So, customizing Stasis. If you played Destiny for long enough, you'll know that choosing the right subclass for each situation can be crucial to the outcome of the fight. Titans have their bubbles, Warlocks have their wells, Skill Guardians know how important those abilities can be in a pinch. They haven't even mentioned Hunters. With Beyond Light and Stasis, we're giving even more flexibility to customize your subclass to your style of play. So, there's our stats down here. That's the subclass. So it looks like we've got jump, rift abilities, and then there's aspects. Fragments, I don't know. But it says... Oh, okay. Each Stasis subclass in Beyond Light will give players the ability to customize abilities like grenades, movement modes, class abilities, and so on. In the addition, we've added new layers of customization with addition to aspects and fragments. Aspects manifest as physical items in the world, such as crystallized Vex Conflux or a robotic fallen arm, for example. Ooh! When slotted in, aspects will offer different new abilities among other effects. These abilities can be mixed and matched freely by the player. Many aspects will have space for fragments to be slotted in. Fragments are also physical items that you can discover in the world. When applied to aspects, offer additional passive perks such as stat bonuses that may come with penalties. Aspect upgrades are unique to each Stasis subclass, while fragment slots are class agnostic. How players combine these two different types of upgrades will lead to a range of things. So it says here, right? Fragment slot. A conflux trapped motionless in crystal, infinite possibilities held in tranquil inertia. You unleash the darkness within, suspending your enemies in a harrowing stillness. Casting your rift generates a shockwave that freezes nearby components. That sounds pretty cool, because you would be in a situation where you would put your rift down when someone's close to you. That has a lot of use. If you think about it, that has quite a lot of use with Starfire Protocol, because you send out a shockwave that damages enemies, so you could freeze and damage them at the same time. Okay, so here we have... so stats are now going to be even more important. Okay. Defeating frozen targets with weapons grants you super energy, but you lose minus 10 intellect and minus 10 discipline. And there's loads of different other ones that you can use. Alright, anything else before we move on? Alright, we got this last little bit left. Alright. For example, a Warlock finds a Frost Pulse aspect in the world and equips it. This aspect augments their rift ability, which now freezes an enemy, freezes any enemies caught in the field. The Frost Pulse aspect also has a fragment slot available, allowing further customization. So you have the aspect and then you go into the fragments. Okay. This Warlock decides to slot a Whisper of Refraction fragment that replenishes some of their class ability energy upon shattering enemies. They have now set themselves up for a nice 1-2 punch. If played skillfully, can use this to combo frequently. So they could do... so you would do freeze with the rift, kill the frozen targets, get super energy. Freeze with the rift, kill targets, get super energy. So it's a good little combo that you could do. With its focus on freezing and shattering, the Shadebinder subclass promised to give Guardians yet another reason to love their floaty, book-loving Warlocks. But no matter what class you like, all players will be able to take advantage of aspects and fragments that unlock even more ways to make your Guardian yours. In our next article coming this Thursday, we'll be pointing out Stasis Spotlight at the class that loves to punch first and ask questions later, the Titan Behemoth. In the meantime, check out the Stasis Hub to learn more. So my overall look and review of this, guys, is if they give us the ability to do this, right? That looks like that's a class ability, jump ability. Not sure what these are. But if they allow us to change these out, right, that would be pretty cool. It looks like you can have up to 4 fragments on. So this would mean that even higher recovery, if you wanted to spec into high intellect, high recovery, high discipline, and then use these to knock yourself back down, but you get extra abilities from them, that's really cool. I like this system. Maybe they're testing this out to see what they'll be able to do in future. I like it. I like it, guys. I like it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty damn cool.